Hi friends. So I would like to share some stretches with you that I do after my workouts or after I've done some type of activity where my muscles are warm. These are static stretches, which means that you stretch and you hold them. So you never want to do these type of stretches when your muscles are cold, or start off doing these stretches before your workout. That's not the type of stretches that we're going to be doing. These are specifically for after your muscles are warm, and the reason being is that if you try to do static stretches when you're cold and your body's not warmed up, you could pull something and make things worse, okay? So always before static stretching, you need to at least do some type of warm-up or your workout and then stretch. Stretching is really important after your workout because that's when your muscles are warm and you can really make some gains flexibility wise. And when we're flexible, it actually helps us be stronger our next workout because those muscles are stretched and they're elongated, which means they're going to have a deeper stretch and a contraction. And it also helps avoid injury, so it's all good. And it feels good too. So I'm going to go over some upper body ones first. Some typical basic ones are your tricep stretch, which you'll hold your elbow overhead, like so. And typically with my upper body stretches, I'll hold them for about 15 seconds. Unless I have an injured muscle, then I'm going to hold it longer. My lower body stretching, I hold at least a minute each stretch, and it's because I'm really trying to improve my flexibility with my lower body, and they're bigger muscle groups, they do more, so the longer you hold it, the more effective your stretching is going to be. You'll get better results from it. A lot of women will go into, do their cardio, and their stretching will look like this. Pick up one leg, pick up the other leg, and that's it, and walk out. So I just want you to know that I would always prefer you to cut your workout short, like even if it's by one set, so that you have enough time to stretch. Never cut out your stretching. That's a big no-no, okay? That will actually hurt you with your goals. So that was the tricep stretch. Also, reaching across is really good for your shoulders, opening up the upper back, holding that there. Same thing with the other side. I also like to clasp behind my hands and reach out. So your flexibility may be a little bit different than mine. Just do what feels good for you. You want to push it a little bit, but not to the point where it's causing you pain. This stretch, you can actually, if you have a pole or a wall or like a pillar that you can hold on to, is really effective. And then you can probably hold it higher so that you get a really deep stretch in your pecs and also in your bicep muscle. You can also use a training buddy to hold your arms back and up. Or you can always do it by yourself, like this. Okay? One of my favorite stretches is this one. So you can be next to a wall or a pole. What you're going to do is you're going to put one foot and cross it over. The outside leg crosses over. One hand is on your pole or your wall. You're going to reach over with the other one so that you can reach the wall, and then you're going to push with one hand and pull with the other. Push with one and pull. Oh man, it feels so great. You're going to feel it all the way down your side and into your hips even. Down your back. This is a stretch that I would definitely hold for 30 seconds. Yay, feels so good. And then you'll do the same thing on the other side. Cross that leg over, reach, push and pull. Oh, it feels so good. Also, what you can do if your chest muscles are really tight, sometimes you won't even realize it until you stretch them, is if you have a doorway, a door frame, narrow like a bathroom, and then you put your hands on both sides and you fall forward That's really good for opening the chest. The reason we want to open the chest is because most women have horrible posture. So their shoulders are like this all the time, or they're driving like this, or sitting in a computer. So everything's always rotated in, and it's bad for your neck, and it's bad for your waist, because when you sit like this, your waist, your obliques get thicker. So if you want a small waist, we need to have you upright, shoulders back, and just long. So think about that. And you can even test it. So if you put your hands on your waist and just slouch, you can feel that your waist is engaged. Now if you lift up and have good posture, you can see how that gets smaller. So let that be a little incentive for you to have better posture, something that you have to work on, just like anything, practice. Keep those shoulders back, sit up nice and tall. If you sit in a chair a lot, it's good to, I learned this from my chiropractor, to get your butt all the way back in the crack of the chair, and it helps you to sit up a little bit taller while you're on a computer, on your keyboard. All right, let's take it to the floor. So the first stretch I always start with is my lower back stretch. So you're flat, and you're going to bring one leg over and just let it flop over, and your chest stays open. What you want to do is grab your leg that's flopped over with your hand, just gently, just for a little bit of a deeper stretch. But you want this side to remain open. So you don't want to stretch and just lay on your side like this. It's a twisting that you're doing with your lower back. Again, you're going to hold that for at least 30 seconds. And use this time to really relax. It's you time. Don't try and rush through your stretching. Then you're going to do the opposite side. Let that flop over. Keep this arm nice and flat. Some of you might be a little bit elevated. Again, it's because all your chest muscles are tight. Little by little, you'll start being able to lay a little bit flatter like I am. Goals, goals, always goals. We got to keep our machine working, girls. This is our house. We got to protect our house. All right, lower back stretch. Then I sit up, and I sit cross-legged like this. And then what I do, I'm going to do this in a profile so you can see, is I bring my elbows, and my goal is to try and get my elbows all the way down to the floor. It doesn't always work. You just roll over, and then just bring those elbows down as far as you can. It's okay if they don't go all the way to the floor. Just hang. You can feel that in your back, in your neck, in your hips, and all your glute muscles right here. And just hang and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Never hold your breath. You're going to hold that for 30 seconds minimum. All right. And then one of my favorite glute stretches. This one's just a little bit tricky. You're going to fold one leg in, like so. So it's laying flat, but you're going to twist, and this leg, the other leg, is going to lay down. So I'll give you different views on this. I wanted to give you this view. So my knee is down. If you have any knee pain doing this, don't do this stretch. Never ever do something that hurts. Of course, I hurt you when your muscles burn. That's different than pain. Oh, but so good. And then you can also go down to your elbows. And you can lay it flat. Just fall over. It's known as the pigeon in yoga. So I'm going to do this at a different angle. Do it towards the front. See how my leg is just crossed. And then the other one's going to be behind me. So it really opens up this hip. You're going to feel it in this glute. Again, you can fall forward and just hold it like this. The longer you hold it, your muscle will relax. At first, if you're sore, it doesn't feel good, so we tend to keep our muscles tight because it hurts. But as you keep breathing and keep holding that stretch longer, they'll start to relax, and that's what you're looking for. Okay, and then you would just switch sides and do the same thing on the other leg. I just love the stretch. my butt's actually flat. Yours may not do that, and it's okay. It might be lifted up a little bit, again, because you're really tight and you don't have that flexibility yet. It's okay. You get more flexible too through all of this, as long as you stay consistent. Consistent is the key word there. All right, and a traditional stretch is a straddle stretch. So if your legs are open, again, depending on how flexible you are, it's okay. The important part is that you stay upright, so I don't want you to bend like this. Keep that back straight. And even if you can't go all the way to the floor, think of bringing your belly down. Your belly down, so everything stays in alignment and you're not hunched over trying to stretch like this. You're going to feel it in your hamstrings, the back of your legs, regardless if you go down far or not. But little by little, just lean forward and you can feel it stretch deeper. Feels great. And you can just hold that like that. Okay? Another stretch is to lay flat, cross one leg over the other, like you would sitting on a couch or a chair, and then you're going to lift this leg up. The goal here, though, is not to be all twisted with your knee coming towards your chest. So if that happens, it's because that hip is tight. Just gently push it down so that it's straight across. You may not have to do much to feel it, depending on how tight your hips are. And then you can hold this leg in a little bit and push that knee out to really feel the stretch on the bent leg. This is really important. It stretches the hips and the glutes. Realize that most women who complain of knee pain is because their hips are too tight. So don't go running to have surgery if you have knee pain. Just start stretching more and see if that helps. Then you're going to cross the other one. Again, you're going to want to push this knee down and lift this leg up. You can also do this up against a wall. Let me see if I can show that for you. So I have a little wall here. So if you want to push and use that resistance, lay flat on the floor, and that helps a bigger stretch. And it helps you kind of control too. Find a wall that you don't mind getting dirty, of course. Okay? So last but not least, I want to show you, it's a little bit more advanced. It's a hip stretch that is amazing. Not everyone will be able to do this, but I want to show it for the ones that already are at a level where they can do it and may not know this stretch. I'll show you different angles. Basically, you're going to look like a frog. You're going to push your legs out, like so. Oh geez, don't let your significant other see you doing this, or your stretching session might end quickly. Alright, so knees are pushed out, and the whole goal here is that your feet stay on the floor. I'll show you a different angle. And then you just hold it there, and the more flexible you get, you'll be able to go down to your elbows, and you hold that, and possibly if you're flexible enough, like I am, you can take it down to the floor and hold it. It's amazing for the hips, as long as you're not in pain. So a different angle. Knees are open. The whole goal is for these feet to be together and down. So if you start to go forward and your feet come up, you're not ready to go that low yet. So just hold it here. Eventually, you'll be flexible enough to go here and then all the way down. An important thing that I see some girls do, so make sure you don't do it, is you keep your butt up and then go down. That's not the same stretch. So push this pelvis down towards the floor. That's where the stretch is. Okay? Okay. Last but not least, I said that already, but I forgot about our calves. Calf stretch. So you can stretch your calves certain ways, different ways. My favorite is the downward dog. So if you were On your toes. Don't judge me, some of you expert yogis. What you want to do is push into your heels. Man, my calves are always so tight for some jump rope. And you're pushing back away from your shoulders. Amazing calf stretch. Oh, it hurts so good. A simpler one is just a runner stretch, where you're on your toes and you stretch, pushing one heel into the floor. Again, holding that. And then you'll switch sides. Really, really nice and deep. You're really pushing into that leg with your upper body. You'd be surprised how tight your calves are. And remember, everything is connected. So if your calves are too tight, it can cause you knee pain. If your hips are too tight, it can cause you knee pain. If your quads are too tight, it can cause you knee pain. So if your hamstrings are too tight, it can cause you lower back pain. So you get the point? Stretch. Get everything loose. Okay? Take care of you.